Hey guys, welcome to the Touchdown Table. I'm Ryan, that's Tyler, that's Jordan. This video is another edition in our deep dive series, and today we're talking about the Los Angeles Chargers, a team that had a lot of losses last year. They had a losing record, but a lot of close losses. They were a team that really did show some potential, especially
they have loss in their
down
name,
the stretch. What?
They have loss in their name.
Yeah, the
I was
Los
gonna
Angeles
say
Chargers
that was
did have.
my delivery would have been so much better than that one.
Well, what were you gonna do?
I was gonna say, well, technically they lose every game according to you because they have loss in their name.
Keep going.
But
Much better
Not bad.
delivery.
the point is, a team that, losing record last year, but Justin Herbert, offensive rookie of the year, really got better as the season went on. New head coach in Brandon Staley. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about their roster, their draft, the additions they made, and what we think they will do in 2021.
Yeah. So where do you want to start, Jordan? Maybe since I stole that joke from you, you can start us off here. So go wherever you want to start for this one. We're gonna talk about the draft, their free agency, then the roster as a whole, and our expectations, as Ryan said. So Jordan, take us where you'd like.
I have the draft pulled up, so we're going through that.
Sounds good.
All right. We're starting at their first pick. Well, their first, the pick they had in the first round, and this was a good one for the Chargers. Really something that I don't think anyone mocked because nobody expected this guy to fall to 13 just because he was so good, but things happened in front that led to him falling, and they were able to grab an offensive tackle. Not just any offensive tackle, though. It was Rashawn Slater, somebody that a lot of people had ranked number 1, and if you didn't, most other people had him ranked at number 2. This is a top-tier offensive tackle. They really need help to protect Justin Herbert. That line was not too good last year.
Mm-hmm.
So getting Rashawn Slater at pick 13 is an absolute steal for the Chargers. That is a big win on day one for them.
Yeah, just to add real quick, he was 7th on my board for 2021 prospects, and to get him at 13, like you said, that's tremendous value, a day one starter. And it really fits a need for the Chargers. I said this, many times before. I don't know if it was on camera or off. I thought that this pick was one of the most easiest decisions a team had in the first round because just seeing Slater fall in the Chargers' lap. I mean, I don't know when they turned that pick in, but it really should not have taken much of their time.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a steal in the first round. You guys mentioned it, so you got to be happy. Justin Herbert's got to be happy to have one of the best linemen tackles blocking for him next year out of this draft class. So let's keep going with the next pick.
Yeah, next pick I think is a steal as well. They got this guy at a good value. This is somebody that I saw slip in the first round mocks. I had him in my first round mock going to the Saints, and this is Asante Samuel Jr., cornerback out of Florida State. This is a guy that, there was a whole range of grades on him, but I think he has a lot of potential. As I said, ranked up in a lot of first rounds and a bunch of mock drafts. So getting him at the 47th overall pick is a really good value, especially because a lot of corners went before him. So I'm sure Los Angeles Chargers were just waiting and waiting to see Asante Samuel fall right into their beautiful little, and I don't know what to say for Chargers because they don't have hands. They have outlets, I guess. Yeah.
Sparks.
Yeah. No, not Sparks. That wasn't good. Brian's is better. But anyways, they let them fall right into their laps because I guess the people on the team still have laps. And so really good stuff for the Chargers. They really needed a corner. I think I had them mocked actually J.C. Horn in the first round. So getting Asante Samuel and Rashawn Slater are great first 2 picks. I can't speak to some of the rest of the picks, but I'll read them off for you. Maybe these guys can give you a little bit of some help on that one.
Before you do, I can help a little bit. But I think Asante Samuel is a first-round player in my mind, and he ended up at pick number 47. 2 steals in a row for the Chargers. Keep going now.
Yep. Now at number 77 overall, it's Josh Palmer, wide receiver out of Tennessee. Again, I can't explain. Did anyone watch Tennessee?
I don't
No,
think
I did not. Although I will say I like the addition of third round receiver. I mean, I don't know too much about him specifically, but I think, like I always say, when you get to this point of the draft, second round, third round, fourth round, there always are, and there will be this year, receivers taken in those rounds that turn out to be first round caliber players. It always happens with guys like Chase Claypool, DK Metcalf. It's going to happen again.
Yep. All right, number 97 overall, still in the third round. They go Trey McKinney, tight end out of Georgia. Their tight end group was weak. Of course, they added Jared Cook this year, so that's going to help them out. But they needed some more depth in the tight end position room. And so adding McKinney is going to help them. He's at number 2 on their depth chart right now.
He's a good player as well. Kind of underrated in the tight end realm. Really, it's just Kyle Pitts and
looks like Kyle Fuller.
The rest of them kind of just fall from there. So, I mean, this could be a good pickup in the third round for him.
All right, 4th round, number 118 overall. It's Chris Rumph, the second, outside linebacker out of Duke.
I think I don't know if you guys have watched it. I've watched Mark Webb, and that was it. It was the last one. So we could just go through these names. So we have nothing else to say about it.
Brendan James, offensive tackle out of Nebraska. Nick Neiman, linebacker out of Iowa. Larry Roundtree, the third, running back out of Missouri. And finally, Mark Webb, defensive back out of Georgia.
Yeah, so that's their draft. I mean, they kind of went all
Just
over the
Dan
board,
Quinn.
splitting it with offense and defense, filling a lot of their needs. They only drafted one cornerback, I believe, so maybe they could have gotten another one in that area. But I think overall they had a pretty good draft grade. Let's do what we did last time. Let's do the one-word or multiple-word analysis of how they drafted this year. Jordan, we're going to start with you. There's a lot of awkward silence during this
Steals.
One word to describe their draft.
Yeah.
Effective.
I'm going to go with sparktastic.
I didn't know we can make up words.
Sparktastic.
It's
What the heck? It actually something came up here.
What does it
Oh,
say?
it's an album.
It's an album by YNR Spark.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about.
And the song, there's a song called Trash Talk, Blow Brain, Brave, Plug with YNR, Blueface. Maybe give us a listen after I almost said podcast after the video.
All right, so get ready for the next one.
Sparktastic.
Multiple word.
I mean, it's not mouse-tastic, but it's Sparktastic.
That's not quite that.
Get ready
good.
for the next one because we'll do the same thing for free and see. I'll read through it quickly, and then we can talk about some good ones. So they had some good signings. They got Corey Lindsey earlier on. Re-signing Michael Davis was big. Left guard Matt Feeler, I'm not sure. Re-signed their cornerback Brandon Facyson. Michael Badgley was re-signed as well.
Money.
And as well as Steven Anderson.
That's so money.
Ode Oboshi was re-signed. They signed tight end Jared Cook. We mentioned that one earlier. So those were the highlights of their free agency moves, and then throughout the draft they filled some other needs. So I figured we'd probably talk about Corey Linsley
For sure.
and then Jared Cook probably.
Yeah, those are the two big ones. And they really didn't need much more in free agency than what they did. Obviously, you said they signed some guys back, which is good, but things they needed. They needed some help on the offensive line. They got a center in Corey Linsley, and also we talked about before, they got Slater in the draft, so really good stuff by them. And then the tight end group was weak with Hunter Henry leaving. So to bring another one in, they brought in Jared Cook. This is somebody that, of course, he's getting up there in age, but he's still proven that he can produce. He did it with the Saints. He did it with some other teams as well. And so I think Jared Cook still has a lot left in the tank, and I think with Justin Herbert throwing that to him, that could be a fun combination to watch.
Yeah, for sure. I really like these two signings. Obviously, Linsley, a guy who probably will play center. That's what he's listed at. And then they also get Slater later on. Come draft time, the guy could play tackle. They improved the offensive line. That was something they needed to do. And yeah, Jared Cook, he's not Hunter Henry. He's more up there in age, yes, but with age comes experience. He's played on a lot of good teams, played with a lot of good quarterbacks. I'm sure he played with the Saints, the Packers, the Rams. So I don't know if I'm missing any teams, but quite a lot of teams and quality experience that Jared Cook could bring to a young quarterback who is very good, but also still developing and still has room to get better for sure. And Justin Herbert, who we will talk about later. So I like the Jared Cook signing here. Sure, not what he once was. Not a crazy dynamic young player, but he's a guy who you never know when he could
he could produce,
and you never know he can have a big 2-touchdown game for you. He's still got that potential in him. So a solid, maybe under the radar veteran addition for the Chargers.
Yep. Yeah, I mean both of these guys are really there to help out Justin Herbert. So yes, as that did happen, Jordan. Thank you for pointing it out. So those are the two main guys they signed. Like we said, not much for their free agency, but they did what they had to do. And then that leads into our one-word phrases. I don't know. We need to think of a name for this. But I'm going to start off. I'm making up another word. I think this free agency was Herbsistence. Assistance for Justin Herbert. Jordan's going to look it up. I doubt it's going to be a word. But we're about to find out. So I think that was their priority in guys that they signed. Obviously, they got left guard Matt Filer, Corey Linsley, who we talked about, and then Jared Cook to play tight end. So Herbsistence. So it's not saying it's a word on here. What the heck? Is it a word?
I don't think so.
I'll look it up
But-
myself.
You know when like you type something into Google and it's not spelled correctly and it gives you like an autocorrect of what it could be?
Yeah.
There's none of that on here. So I don't know really what's going on. Let's click on this.
What the?
It's like a whole coding thing. I don't know.
Oh, I got this Fairbanks Daily News Miner.
That's 2 words.
Yeah, it's Herb.
It could be 2
Assistance.
words, I guess. I mean, it makes sense. Herb Assistance is where it needs to be split up.
Then I'll use it in a sentence for you. It says Northern British Columbia two told Devonport HC was under arrest. Okay, this sentence is just awkward. Was under arrest and took him in without Herb assistance. Churchill is 83. dash.
All right, let's go to Ryan or
is
Jordan
going
now.
on?
It says-
Oh, God.
But it also
A
is
word should
comma
describe the phrase.
WJS.XOV period.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Jordan or Ryan,
full
whoever's ready
stop.
first.
I'll just go. I'll say
Herb assistance.
I'll say sneaky because I feel like guys like Jared Cook, people might not be talking about that, or on free agency frenzy day, you probably didn't hear about that. Maybe this is your first time, hearing that Jared Cook is a Charger. Honestly, I forgot he was a Charger until I pulled up their depth chart a few minutes ago. But then I was like, oh yes, they did sign him. Like we mentioned earlier, a sneaky underrated signing. Even Corey Linsley, I feel like that's a signing that people are recognizing it, but I feel like that people don't realize how hard it is to get an All-Pro center. And now they've got him for I don't know how long the deal was for maybe 3-4 years, and someone that'll develop chemistry with Justin Herbert and make his life better under center. So yeah, I think sneaky good for the Chargers, and sneaky, that's my word.
Sneakster. Yeah, I like sneaking. It's kind of fun. Anyways, my word is chug and plug. Spelled chug. Thing up there. Forgot what it's called again. Did that last video too. What's it called, right?
Apostrophe.
Apostrophe.
That thing up
and
there.
apostrophe plug. So all kind of mashed up together. And I did look it up on Google, and there is a something that popped up that has it all together. So it is.
We're
kind
getting
of a
creative
word.
with these words. Let's keep that going throughout the deep dive videos. But now let's just talk
That's-
about the
come on.
roster.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
Better luck next time, man.
I guess I was.
I'm just
too-
gonna run through their
At least you
offensive
actually
starters
use a real word.
There
right
you
now.
go. That should
Run
be
through their offensive starters right now. Then we could talk about their offensive whole. We'll do the same for the defense just to speed this process up. So let's start the
Nice,
quarterback
Dustin.
position, having Justin Herbert, wide receivers,
Chase
Keenan
Daniels.
Allen,
Whoa,
Mike
I didn't know
Williams, Tyron Johnson, Ty Johnson, Josh Palmer, who they drafted. Jalen Guyton was another guy last
I
year.
like him. He's good.
KJ Hill. So there's some guys. Their linemen, their starting ones right now, Rashawn Slater in the draft, Odea Aboshi. Their guard, Corey Linsley, who they signed, Matt Filer. Also, they got this offseason, Brian Bulaga. And tight ends, Jared Cook, Anderson Steven, Trey McKinney, the first 3. McKinney, who they drafted. Running backs, Austin Eckler, who I'm sure we'll talk about, very underrated. Justin Jackson and Joshua Kelly, both going to their second year. Fullback, Gabe Neighbors.
Yeah. So I really like this Chargers roster right now, and I know Ryan doesn't like me saying this because you can only have one favorite team, and you do. But also, I like to have some other teams that I root for, and I think my second favorite team is probably gonna be the Dolphins, just because I like the Dolphins. I have for a while. They're my team in Madden that was given to me, and also
I think that happens for a lot of people.
yeah, I think it does too. But anyways, and then also we have a lot of people who watch this channel who are big Dolphins fans. So Dolphins fans, go down in the comments. We love you guys, and I reciprocate that by liking your team. Of course, I'm a Bears fan wearing the shirt right now. I always got to represent the Bears. Justin Fields is the GOAT. But also, I'm going third favorite team. I think the Chargers are in the mix for that. Love Justin Herbert. Had him in fantasy last year, and I liked watching this team. I think they're a really well-built unit. Starts with Justin Herbert. I'm not even going to go into that very much because I just will tell you he's good. Running back room stacked. It's kind of like the 49ers. 1 week, somebody will just go off, although Eckler is the main guy. Wide receivers, I really like him. Keenan Allen, one of the most underrated wide receivers in this league right now. Also, Mike Williams, a speedster guy, and Jalen Guyton, someone who can get down the field as well, make some big plays. Justin Herbert hits him on a lot of deep balls. That always helped me in fantasy, so that's going to be fun to watch. Jared Cook, we talked about it. Love it. Line, much better protect Justin Herbert. And the defense is young, but stacking up to be really good. There's been some injuries on it. If they can stay healthy, they could be dangerous.
Yeah, you want to get to the defense really quickly? Because we could run through the Chargers offense, and I'm sure we'll do that as we get to the predictions for them. This video is already getting a bit on the longer side, so we'll go through the defense here. Joey
That's
Bosa,
not
Linval
Herb.
Joseph, Justin
Fantastic.
Jones, Jerry Tillery, Uchenna Nwosu, Drew Tranquil, Kaiser White, Kenneth Murray. You guys love Kenneth Murray, so do I.
K9.
Tavon Campbell, Derwin James, who's had some injury problems, Nasir Adderley, Michael Davis, and Chris Harris Jr. So those are their starters, and then Asante Samuel, who they drafted as well. I'm sure he'll get thrown in the mix. So those are that defense. Not as impressive as the offense at this point, but it's definitely been getting better, and they have those big players that can really pop off.
As I said, they're young. Joey Bosa is still somewhat young. I mean, he's not crazy young. Hopefully, he can stay healthy. Kenneth Murray is young. Derwin James is young. Please stay out in the field. I want to see you play. That'd be fun. Then they have a good mix of some veterans in there as well to really help out this team. Like I said, if they're able to stay healthy, which has been a problem for them kind of 2 years in a row now, they could be a sneaky good defense, and that's taking Ryan's word, sneaky. Man, that's not something tastic that Tyler said earlier. What was it?
Sparktastic.
Oh, Sparktastic.
That's
right.
pretty Sparktastic use of that word.
Yeah, but watch out for Kenneth Murray. He's good.
He's
Joey
Sparktastic.
Bosa, I like you.
Yeah.
Everyone else in this defense gonna hold their own.
Yeah, for sure. And I like what you mentioned about Derwin James, because I feel like he's really kind of been sort of forgotten. I mean, with his injuries, people just kind of haven't been talking about him. But I think
There was one point where I think we said on this channel he was one of the better safeties in the
and he
league.
can get right back there. I just think with also having
Last
Justin
time he
Simmons
played
in that
consistently, he
division,
was
with,
the better
Tyrann
safety.
Mathieu in Kansas City, he just gets overlooked. And with all the 7,000 rookie safeties that had outstanding years last year, was the year of the rookie safety last year. I think
Antoine Winfield.
well, he led the pack, of course, but
No. Jeremy Chin was just above him, maybe.
well,
It
yeah,
was close.
yeah.
I'm a big Antoine Winfield guy, but
that's a
Jeremy
good-
Chin
yeah.
was later.
Yeah, and he also did some
Love
stuff. He
Antoine
also did
Winfield.
some stuff on special teams against the Vikings. And don't forget about Cam Curl, who came on late in the
Antoine
season.
Winfield will be better by the end of his career.
And then who am I missing here? Well, if L'Jarius Sneed is a safety, but anyway, okay. Getting Derwin James
Sorry.
back, that the safety that's actually relevant to this video is really a tremendous addition, and I think
Sparktastic.
also Joey Bosa
Fantastic.
getting him back. He's actually listed as a linebacker on my depth chart at least, so that's interesting.
No, it's a-
I mean,
probably.
yeah, probably. I mean,
It says
obviously-
weak side.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
that is interesting. I think of him more of as an edge, but hey, who knows? And also
Because they run a 3-4. They have 4 linebackers.
yeah,
on
that's I was able to figure that out on here because 2 ends
Actually,
and a tackle. I'm not that dumb.
Good
Yeah.
work.
But besides that, I do want to mention getting a defensive-minded head coach in Brandon Staley, who worked with a Rams unit that was just phenomenal. He got really a lot out of them, so I think bringing that to the Chargers defense will be really good. So yeah, it's it's not a great unit. It's not quite as good as the football team or anything like that. Meaning Washington.
By the
but,
way, our last video deep dive was about the football team.
Oh yeah, go check that out. We'll talk about their great defense. But yeah, I think this is a team with some young playmakers, and if they can stay healthy, they will certainly be able to hold their own.
Special teams, we'll list them off because we appreciate them.
So money.
Ty Long, Michael
money.
Badgley, Cole Mazza, Ty Long, I already mentioned. That was twice. Sorry, I just listed twice.
He's the
Actually,
holder.
3 times. KJ Hill, Joe Reed, and then Ty Long's listed again. I won't say it.
I like
the third
KJ
time,
Hill.
even though I just
Yeah.
did. So a pretty good special teams unit as well. So now let's go on. Just a rough record prediction. Not even looking at their schedules based on the talent. 17 games this year. How many do you think they win? Jordan, we'll start with you. Not official at all.
9 and whatever the heck it is, 8. Am I right? Yeah,
Yeah.
9 and 8.
Go ahead.
12-5.
That's where I was going with 12-5. I think this team has a shot to be really good next year. I'm excited for them. So, Chargers fans, I'd give
10 and 7.
your team's gonna be pretty
He got
sparktastic
peer
next
pressure. He
year.
felt insecure that his pick was so far from us, and he just raised his one.
This is true.
You guys got some herb assistance, gonna make
There's
your
not
team
much peer pressure I'll
sparktastic.
give into.
So
but
get
when it's the
excited, Chargers fans.
I'll
Go down
give
in the
it.
comment section. Let us know what you
11
thought
and
about
6.
what we
Oh,
said in this
you
one.
really
Jordan
get nothing.
changes it. There it is from
They're just in the
Jordan.
division with the
Also,
Chiefs,
make
so.
sure to like this video.
I think
Subscribe to our
they will
channel.
beat the Chiefs once. They will beat the Chiefs once this year.
Hit the
At least
notification
once.
bell. Go comment down below. Like I said, go check out our podcast and our Instagram as well as our other deep dive video from this year. And we'll be making more, so stay
like
tuned
it.
for those as well. With that, we'll see you guys later.
See ya.